Hello everyone. Welcome back to History Lessons. Today we will be doing the state judiciary, which is the High Court and the subordinate courts. So the syllabus includes the composition, qualification of judges, appointment of judges, jurisdiction and functions including original, appellate, revisory, judicial review, High Court as a court of record, enforcement of fundamental rights and writs. And in case of subordinate courts, the distinction between court of district judge and sessions court and lok adalats, their meaning and advantage. So this is the total syllabus. This is a part of class 10 ICC board syllabus, a part of civics. So let's begin. So the composition. Each high court has a chief justice and other judges as president may from time to time appoint. The member of the judges of a high court is not fixed, therefore their number varies from state to state. Because a state, a bigger state has a much pressure on judiciary, so more number of judges are there. So there is no fixed number, it varies from state to state and president appoints the judges. Appointment of judges. The Chief Justice of the High Court is appointed by the President of India in consultation with Chief Justice of Supreme Court and Governor of concerned state. The appointment of other judges shall also be made in same manner, except that in their case the Chief Justice of High Court shall also be consulted. The Supreme Court ruled that Chief Justice of India should consult two senior-most judges of Supreme Court before making any recommendation to the President in this regard. So, in case of any High Court judge, he should be appointed by the President, but in consultation with Chief Justice of High Court, along with, and when he will not act his discretion, he will consult his two senior-most colleagues and the Chief Justice of High Court of that concerned court. And in case of the Chief Justice of High Court, he will be appointed by President in consultation of Chief Justice of India. Qualification: he should be a citizen of India. One should have held judicial office in India for at least 10 years, or one should have been an advocate of High Court for at least 10 years. So he should be an advocate or judicial position for 10 years and he should be a citizen. So this is a citizen of India is a common qualification for all important posts. Now the functions of High Court. So in case of original jurisdiction, there are four types of cases which comes indirectly for the first time to the High Court. Firstly, the cases regarding wills, divorce, marriage, admiralty, company law, contempt of court can be taken to the High Court directly. Secondly, before the commencement of Constitution, the High Courts of Bombay and Madras enjoyed original jurisdiction in all civil criminal cases related to Christians and Parsis. The jurisdiction of High Court remained intact for quite some time. The High Courts of Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai still have the original jurisdiction in such civil cases where the value of disputed property is not less than the specified value. Thirdly, the constitutional cases could be taken up to the original jurisdiction of High Court. Every High Court has a power to interpret Constitution. This is known as a judicial review power. As we have seen in case of Supreme Court also, the laws as passed by the legislature and enforcement by the executive is being checked, or whether it is fine or not is done by Supreme Court. Similar cases with the state, in state this power is being functioned by the High Court. Then lastly, the High Court has a power to issue writs for enforcement of fundamental rights. There are 5 types of writs, as we have discussed in while discussing Supreme Court, like the writs of habeas corpus, mandamus, certiorari, prohibition and quo warranto. These types of writs are enforced by the High Court to protect our fundamental rights if there is a violation, and if in case of violation we can directly move to the High Court or Supreme Court. So I'll not go detail about the writs, which is there in another video. The Supreme Court, I'll give the link in the description box. Now coming to the appellate jurisdiction, there are several cases which comes before the High Court through an appeal. So firstly, against the judgment of sessions judge or an additional sessions judge, whereas the sentence of imprisonment exceeds 7 years. So a sessions judge, if given an imprisonment of more than 7 years, it can be taken to the High Court. Against judgment of assistant sessions judge, chief metropolitan magistrate or other judicial magistrates where the sentence of imprisonment exceeds 4 years. Moreover, in addition to these, a sentence of death must be confirmed by the High Court before it can be carried out, and appeals by the state also lie to the High Court when the order of acquittal is passed by a sessions judge. Moreover, in matters of concerning land revenue, in cases where a blatant injustice has been committed by any tribunal, in all such cases, the High Court may squash the orders of the tribunals. So, in all these cases come before the High Court by an appeal. Then regarding enforcement of fundamental rights, as I have discussed this in the original jurisdiction part, the High Court can issue wreaths similar like the Supreme Court for protecting our fundamental rights. And judicial review, it has the power to interpret the constitution. So any law made by the legislature or any law enforced by the executive can be interpreted by the High Court for interpreting the constitution, like which is like it is legal or not, it is according to the Constitution of India or not. It is checked by the High Court also, like the Supreme Court. Revisional jurisdiction, the High Court may call for the record of any case which has been decided by a subordinate court. If the High Court feels that the subordinate court has exercised a jurisdiction not vested in it or has acted with gross irregularity, it may make such order in the case as it deems fit. This is known as revisional jurisdiction. So, if a sessions judge court or any subordinate court has went beyond their jurisdiction or made a wrong decision, then High Court can revise the decision or the judgment. Then High Court also acts as a court of record, like the Supreme Court. Its judgment and orders are preserved as record. They can be produced in any court as precedents. The law laid down by the High Court is binding on all subordinate courts and administrative tribunals in the state, but it does not bind the other high courts, although it is of great significance and can be produced in support of an argument. Secondly, if a person commits a contempt of High Court, the court has the authority to punish him. Neither the Supreme Court nor the Parliament can deprive the High Court of this right. So, anybody has disrespected the High Court, it can punish that person. And moreover, it is act as a court of record to that within that state, and it can be used as an example by other high courts, but not enforceable. So now we are moving to the subordinate courts. Then you have just two things: district court, district judge court, and sessions court. What is a district judge court? The court of district judge is a high civil court of a district. In some of the districts, additional district judges have been appointed to assist the district judge. So the highest civil court. And sessions court, what is a sessions court? This is the highest criminal court. This is a distinction between the two. District court, a district judges court is a civil court, and sessions court is a criminal court. It's the highest court of in those regards in a district. Usually it is presided over by district judge, who is therefore called the district and sessions judge. It is a sessions court that more serious offences such as robbery, dacoities and murder are tried. The sessions or additional sessions judge alone can award death sentences or life imprisonment. Only the additional sessions judge or sessions judge can do so. Whether there is an appeal by the convict or not, a sentence of death must be confirmed by the High Court before it is carried out. But such judgment of death sentence must be carried out only if the High Court gives permission. So that is the power of High Court, and subordinate court cannot give death sentences. Like can give, but it will be carried out once the High Court gives due permission. Then coming to the last topic of this chapter, state judiciary, which is a Lok Adalat. Lok Adalat means people's court. By the term we can understand Lok Adalat, the court of the people, encourages settlement of disputes through compromise settlements between the parties. So it Lok Adalats are encouraged for settling disputes between the parties through compromise discussions like this. What are the advantages? It works in spirit of compromise, so no such feelings of anger or unhappiness in there. The Lok Adalats deliver speedy and expensive justice. Obviously, if we compromise and it is done locally, then the justice becomes very nearer with very sooner and inexpensive way. Thirdly, awards passed by the Lok Adalats are final and binding on the parties, and appeal lies before any court against its award. So it's final decision taken by the Lok Adalats, and the parties has to accept it. Lok Adalats can pass awards regarding these disputes also, which are at pre-litigation stage. In other words, before taking the matter to a court of law, any party can move to Lok Adalat for settlement. So if there is a dispute, first we can move to the Lok Adalat for settlement, then if it is not satisfied, then we can move to a court. It's like a first court. Then lastly, Lok Adalats shall reduce the workload of other courts and would consequently reduce delay in justice. Obviously, if many cases are solved by Lok Adalats, those cases could have has to went to the court for the decision, which has been already solved by the Lok Adalat. So it will save time, it will save money, so the justice becomes quicker and not delayed. So these are the all merits of Lok Adalat, of solving problem locally. Thank you. This is all for today. Please subscribe to our channel for more such videos, and don't forget to press the bell icon for regular updates. Thank you.